so apparently this game nearly killed its director. Neat! So guys, welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. We will be... which one is us? 18, 18. This one. This is us. Okay. So we're gonna be doing more poetries. We're trying to get for Yuri. Yuri likes vivacious. Adventure? Dang it! Oh well, whatever. Like, I wonder, should I balance the girls out? Like, this is now officially, like... Foology. Wrath? Okay. Uncontrollable. I guess I would just go for Yuri. Like, there's supposed to be different routes, and some routes could lead to really bad things. Like, if I favor Yuri, is Natsuki gonna have a bad time? I don't want her to have a bad time. I want her to be happy. Hopeless? No, that would be Sayori. Let's say... Embrace. Dang it. Intellectual. No. Insight. Okay. Infallible. After image. Disoriented. Crimson. She likes the crimson book thing. Unrequited. Ah, dang it. Unrestrained. We gotta give something to... We gave a lot to Sayori, so let's give something to Natsuki. Ribbons. Okay, there you go. There you go, Natsuki. At least my heart is calm. The climax. Sensation. Judgment and misery. Dang it. Oh well, whatever. Oh man. I'm the last one here. Oh, don't worry about it. Everyone's late from time to time. Besides, you've been working hard, so I think you deserve some slack. I guess so. I'm usually pretty punctual, but I just lost track of the time today. What made you forget the time? Oh, it's a funny story, actually. I recently decided to learn how to play the piano, so I was practicing just now. That's probably why I didn't notice the school bell going off. You can play the piano? That's quite impressive. I've always wanted to play an instrument myself. Oh, it's not as cool as you make it out to be. I've only been playing for a little while, so I've still got a ways to go before I'm any good. You should pick up an instrument too, Yuri. I could definitely see you playing the violin. Yeah, that pretty much suits you, Yuri, perfectly. You can play the violin, and it'll be nice. The violin is a beautiful instrument. I'm partial to the sound of the flute as well. She can play my flute. Flutes can be calm and elegant, just like you. Thank you. Turning down the volume. It is loud. Where's my... Okay, there you go. I can hear myself. Thank you. How's it like to play the piano? It's really an enjoyable instrument to play. Not to mention, I really love how it sounds. One moment it can sound gentle and soothing, the next powerful and full of force. The piano is an instrument that I'm familiar with too. Yeah, frickin' Salty, they're everywhere. Well, at least somewhat. My father had signed me up for piano lessons when I was younger. Backstory we didn't know about Salty! He'd been playing it since high school and wanted to pass his passion down to me. But I really never really got into it. Pick up an instrument. Girls love a guy who can play an instrument. Considering that, you think that I would hate the piano. But for some reason, I find myself internally cheering on Monica. You could go for the Monica route. Actually, there is no Monica route here. It's just kind of weird. Like, is the mod author trying to, like, throw us off? Or is that actually something that really happens? Maybe because it reminds me of my father in a way. Monica, you certainly are a talented individual. First starting your own club from the ground up and now picking up a piano on a whim. I doubt I'd be able to do that. Oh, don't say that. Anyone could be amazing. Anyone could do amazing things as long as they have a passion for it. Which is why I think we're all going to do amazing at the festival. Ah, I can't wait for the festival. It's gotta be awesome. Natsuki, weren't you just protesting the festival yesterday? Well, obviously I meant everything besides our part of the festival. I still don't like the idea of performing. Monika rolls her eyes. I don't want to start the whole debate over again. But I am looking forward to everything else. It's a whole day of school where we can just run around and eat till you burst. If you know her backstory, you know why she wants to eat till she bursts, because she gets nothing at home. I can see the eagerness in Natsuki's eyes. You must really like food. But she's so scrawny. Kinda reminds me of a certain someone. Speaking of which, where is Sayori? Oh crap, I forgot. Last episode we totally said we would go off with Yuri instead of Sayori, so... Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at the desk in the back of a room, staring out the window. I walk over to her. As I do, I hear the girls continue to converse behind me. Something about squid? The Monika and squid! Oh, I remember that. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hands in front of her face. Eh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. You can go talk to everyone else. That was her. Dang it. Huh? Are you okay? She forced a smile. It's not very convincing. Of course I am, silly. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know. You just seem a bit off today. Maybe I'm wrong, but my mind wanders back to what she asked me as we were walking home together. You worry too much, Salty. I'm fine. Seriously. Sure. She shows me another smile, much bigger and more genuine. While it seems much more like Sayori-like, there's still something inside me that feels like something's up. Sayori must have noticed as she hastens to explain. To tell you the truth, I just didn't get much sleep last night. I'm really tired, so sorry if I'm a little cranky. Seriously though, I'm probably not much fun to hang around with right now. Why don't you spend some time with the others? I might try and have a little nap. Sure, okay. Just know that if anything bothers you, you can talk to me, okay? I hate to see you suffering in silence. She nods. Suffering might be a little strong of a word. Oh well, you know what I meant. Sayori nods again and shoos me away. As I wander off to talk to Monika, the feeling of uneasiness isn't going away. Maybe that's just how Sayori is these days. I mean, it's been a good few years since we properly hung out together. Maybe she changed. Deep down, I know this isn't the reason. Still, maybe Monika knows more than I do. After all, she is the president, right? I timidly approach her. She shuffled through some papers at her desk. Salty, what's up? I decided to jump straight in. There's no point beating about the bush. Hey, have you noticed anything wrong with Sayori lately? Wrong? What do you mean? I don't know, it just seems a little downcast today. So do you have any idea why she might be feeling off? Like, have you seen her acting this way before? No, I can't say I've ever seen her like that before. Yeah, she seems like she's just feeling tired because she didn't get much sleep. But to be honest, I'm not buying it. She's normally upbeat and cheerful. Her behavior has been so uncharacteristic. Monika peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Wait, didn't she say she was going to try to nap? Maybe there is something on her mind. My question, though, is, why are you asking me, Salty? You certainly know her longer than I have. Yeah, well, you spent more time around her recently than I have, with the club and all. I guess so. But I've never seen her dismiss me. Maybe she didn't exactly dismiss me, but I felt like she's wanted me gone. Sorry, I'm just concerned for her, you know? I just want to ask if you knew anything at all. No. I appreciate you coming to me. It's really sweet how concerned you are for her. After all, it's important for me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure that's a good idea? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? I know you've known Sayori for longer than I have, so perhaps you're right. Still, it's worth a try. I also have to talk to her about what she wants to do for the festival anyway. Alright, fair enough. I just hope she's more receptive to you than she was with me. Monica pauses, studying my worried facial expression. The warmth of her smile reflects to her eyes. She really cares. You really care about her, don't you? From what I can gather, you've been friends for a while. Yeah, we've been childhood friends for as long as I can remember. Although before I joined the club, we have been drifting a lot. I hate thinking that she's been like this before without me around to help her. Hey, I know it's hard, Salty. It's never easy seeing a friend suffer. But for what it's worth, she's lucky to have someone so thoughtful, looking out for her. Don't blame yourself for it. You can't always be there for everyone. I know she's right, but the feeling of guilt still resides. You better not be leaving me freaking cryptic messages. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Hey, she's been a lot happier since you joined the club, you know. Really? Yep, she told me she was kind of surprised at first, and she didn't expect you to want to join. But once she got over that, she enjoyed having you around. Anyway, I know it's hard seeing her like this. I'll talk to her and see what I can do, okay? She'll be fine, don't you worry. I sure hope so. Let's just hope you're right, Monica. Thank you for everything, by the way. You've been a big help. Haha, you're too kind, Salty. Nothing to thank me for. She stands up from her desk and walks around the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me to not worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Is she like whispering the whole kill yourself thing? You'd be better off dead, Salty doesn't want you. Or is she actually the loving friend that she seems to be pretending to be? This game has scarred me, guys. I have trust issues now because I have no idea what's gonna happen. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica to talk to her. For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that I've been being watched. I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice that Yuri is peering over her book at me. Realizing that she's staring, she timidly hides behind her book. Did she overhear the stuff about Sayori? Perhaps she can help. I walk over to where Yuri's sitting and slide in the desk next to hers. I'm sorry if I was distracting you. I didn't mean to stare at you like that. Yuri, it's okay. You don't bother me at all. She sighs, apparently somewhat relieved. I see. Well, I couldn't help but notice you were deep in thought. If there's something on your mind, Salty. Well, yeah, actually. How could you tell? I'm psychic. Now I'm gonna explode you with my brain powers. She gently flips a page in her book, back and forth, rubbing her thumb gingerly against the corners. I'm usually alone with my thoughts, so I know what to look for. Not that I was specifically watching you or anything. I wasn't trying to make out with you or anything with my head brain. Oh dear, I hope you don't think that's weird of me. Don't worry about it. I think being so perceptive is kind of cool. Perhaps you could help me with something, Yuri. Her curiosity piqued. She folded the page she was reading slightly to mark it for later. I hate when people dog-eared books. Don't do that. Just use a bookmark. Then shuts the book and turns to me. Are you sure I'm the right person for that? I do. You seem to have your head on right, so you'll probably give me great advice. I see. Well, I'll do my best, I suppose. Well, I'll do my best, I suppose. Okay, so I guess the main issue is actually, have you noticed anything up with Sayori? Sayori? She glances over to Sayori, who's totally oblivious to what's happening around her. Yeah, things just seem really different, you know? Like she's not herself. I tried to ask her about it, and she just told me she was tired, but I'm not sure. Yuri idly taps at her book with her finger, apparently thinking things over. That must be quite worrying for you. I'm sorry to hear she's not feeling well. Forgive me if that isn't an appropriate question, but do you mind me asking how long you've known each other? Gosh, as long as I can remember, really. We hung out a lot as kids, but as we got older, we kind of drifted apart. Since I've been coming to the club, though, I've had the opportunity to spend a bit more time with her. Yuri nods contemplatively. Okay, well, perhaps she doesn't feel comfortable sharing what's ailing her. That's not to say that she doesn't think you are a good friend. You just haven't really seen much of each other recently, have you? Forgive me if that sounds too harsh. I love how my blunders actually blend in with Yuri's accent, Yuri's character. That helps me better. I placed my hand on Yuri's shoulder. She tensed up for a split second, but quickly eases down again. Yuri, trust me, if you were bothering me, I tell you, you need to stop apologizing so much. It's really okay. Sorry, I just did it again, son of a... I left out a soft laugh. She's very sincere. It's quite endearing. I understand where you're coming from, though. Perhaps I'll need to work my way up to the level of connection with her again. Yuri folds her arms and tilts her... It's like, is that the game telling me to work on all of them? Like, I don't want to, do something that's going to screw up the Yuri route, okay? We decided that the Yuri route was where we were going to go. I guess trial and error, right? Dang. Yuri folds her arms and tilts her head to the side, allowing her to look. Long, violent hair to droop down over the desk. Salty, have you heard the proverb about our 3 masks? I have, actually. I have. Huh. I don't think I have. Well, to put it simply, every person has 3 different faces. One you show, one you don't show, and one that you keep secret. The first is how we present ourselves in people in public. Strangers, passerbyers, that sort of thing. The second is how we perceive ourselves to our close friends and family, the ones who hold dear to our hearts. And the last are reserved only for oneself. It's the truest representative of our being that no one else could possibly interpret. That's actually pretty amazing. Yuri truly seems to know what she's talking about. Notice that I said how we perceive ourselves, not how we feel. I think perhaps the way Sayori acts and the way she feels aren't necessarily the same. I think I understand, but what makes you bring that up? You felt as though something wasn't right from the beginning, correct? Maybe your intuition is trying to guide you towards that conclusion on its own. Of course, that's just perspective. It's entirely possible that I'm looking too much into it. Although I must admit, I am curious about her seemingly sudden attitude shift. I wonder what could have changed. I assume you don't know any potential events that could have impact on her life, do you? Well, yesterday's conversation, perhaps? Nothing comes to mind, although, as you said earlier, I'm not sure if she'd tell me that anyway. She turned to face me, wearing a plaintive smile. I understand that must be quite frustrating for you, Salty. You want to help her, but she won't let you. But sometimes that's the only so much you can do. For now, your best bet was simply to let her know that you're there for her, without pride. I'm sure she would open up to you when she feels comfortable doing so. She's lucky to have such a thoughtful person looking out for her. Friends like that are quite hard to come by these days. Monica said something similar to me just now. I rubbed the back of my neck in embarrassment. You guys give me too much credit. I'm just doing what my friends would do, right? There's nothing extraordinary about what I'm doing for Sayori. So humble. Anyway, do you mind if I do some reading? I can't do anything else for Sayori, so I might as well take my mind off of it. Of course. I thought we could carry on with the portrait of Markov. Is that okay with you? Yeah, sure, that'll be fine. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you. For listening to me, I mean. You've been super supportive even though this stuff doesn't really have anything to do with you. So, I really appreciate it. You're a genuine person, Yuri. Not to mention, you got a cool taste in literature. Oh, I'm getting those brownie points up. I don't know what to say. I don't mean to put you on the spot, sorry. It's just that you're really mature, insightful, and for some reason, and for someone like me who isn't very good with emotions, you really hit the nail on the head. I'm just not really used to people being so nice. I frown. That's kind of surprising. Sure, she's a little quiet, but she's really got her heart in the right place. Oh, it's okay. I should have been a bit more mindful. Shall we start reading? If you wouldn't mind, thank you, though. I'm glad you joined the club, by the way. Aww. Da-da-da. I don't like that. I don't like the quietness and... Yeah, sure. Oh, I forgot that we have all these. Oh, I need to start using those, because... Okay, I wonder if it'll save on page 2. Da-da-da. Okay, everyone. Whew. We didn't die. After some time passes, Monica calls out to her club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles reassuring at me. I wonder if she was talking about with Sayori. Let's find out! Hi, Salty. I approach Monica, wanting to talk about Sayori with her some more. But she takes control of the conversation before I can do anything, and immediately jumps into club business. This might come as a surprise, but we have a festival coming up soon. Oh well, I never would have guessed. Have you thought about what you're going to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in the club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought. Despite any praise the girls might have given me, I really doubt that my poetry is up to snuff. I'm sure that there's not just a little bias during the poetry discussions. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. But you wouldn't want to let down the club, right? She says it with a teasing tone, but a chill runs down my spine when I think about the implication of disappointing everyone. Who knows what Monica would do to me if I betrayed her as her loyal literature club subject. I would not want to know either. Not to mention I am also looking forward to seeing your performance. Right. That's definitely not something I can relate to. Don't worry so much. You'll do fine. After all, you've been doing fine in these poetry discussions so far. So you say. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Here it is. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hand. But although we're supposed to discuss poetry right now, I can't help but remain preoccupied by the thoughts of Sayori. I'm worried about her, to say the least. It's such an unexpected change that's come over her. Did something happen to her? Salty. Huh? Sorry, did you just call my name? Yeah, twice, actually. You seem like you're a million miles away. What's up? I was just thinking about whatever happened to Sayori. So sorry if I wasn't paying attention. It's fine. It's fine, Salty. I understand. For what it's worth, you're a good friend for caring so much about her. Thanks. I just hope that things go back to normal soon. Well, my advice to you would be to let her come to you on her own. She'll talk if she wants to talk. I think you should respect her boundaries. You're right. I appreciate advice, by the way. Of course, I'm always willing to lend a sympathetic ear if you need one. Today might not be the happiest day for the club. Oh, no way. Why not? But that's alright. Not every day will be happy. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. In the grand scheme of things, today's not good. See? I act like I have like post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, oh my god, what's happening? We all pull through this together. I hope so. I will not control all the late. I feel like I should have been going through the club normally. But I think that Sayori probably needs some normalcy right now. So in the end, I tried to get the poem sharing back on track. Anyway, since we're supposed to be sharing poems right now... Oh, I almost forgot about it myself. Some president I am, huh? Monica quickly wipes out her pristine composition notebook. Here's my poem then, alright? Thanks. The Box, Part 2. Did we even read the first box? I think we did. On my nightstand, let me do it again. Get out of my throat. I don't have any tea or water with me, that sucks. The Box, Part 2. On my nightstand sits an ornate box, painstakingly crafted, decorated with the most delicate filigree. Beautiful, beautiful, the most beautiful box you'll ever see. In that box stands a slanted porcelain ballerina. No, not stands, twirls. She is inanimate, yet animate. Cold, yet vibrant, and oh so beautiful. The most beautiful ballerina you've ever seen. She spins and spins and spins, as the box melody goes tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. She neither smiles nor frowns, a permanent look of blank composure painted on her facade. Did I jump? Okay, I don't think I jumped. Did I jump? Sorry, I think I lost my place. She danced for my amusement, and yet I am evaded by amusement. The room spins around me. Vertigo. I want answers, but she gives me none. I slam the box closed, and yet the room still spins. My skin, porcelain. Is that all she is meant to be? Is that the meaning she is supposed to derive? Is this the sole purpose of her existence? And then her skin cracks, shattering. You're the ballerina! You're the ballerina in the box. You're beautiful, but, like, I don't know. There's more deeper shit going on. You know? I feel like looking for answers and contemplating your reality are the sort of things that give life meaning. You have a song called Your Reality. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, and that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put my thoughts into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know that one thing I noticed? It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are sad or more than happy. How fitting, somber subjects for a somber day. Are you surprised? I mean, if everyone was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't one-dimensional creatures. That's what makes people so interesting. You might think it would be a better way if everyone was happy and uncomplicated all the time. But how would you know what happiness was if it weren't for the sadness to compare it to? Guess that's true. Even so, I'd rather not see my friends so troubled. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Do you ever feel discouraged with something you put on a lot of time into? Does it get as much attention as you thought it would? For instance, you could spend hours and hours on a poem, only to have your friends barely glance at it when you show it to them. It might make you feel like doing any more is useless. And the sad truth is, the world is so saturated with creative works already that most people won't receive any attention, at least relative to the most popular artists and authors. There's actually not much that you can do in that situation besides try your best. However, you also shouldn't think of things in terms of popularity and number of views. The most important thing should be your own personal self-satisfaction. If you're proud of yourself and your work, then it says that that's enough success. That was the most depressing writing tip of the day ever. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I didn't think it was that depressing. Basically meaning that, you should do it for yourself. Don't do it because other people you want to make people happy. Those who enjoy your work will flock to you. Those who don't will flock to somewhere else. So just let that happen. I'm going to save. Yay, it did save on the second slot. Okay, good. I mean, should probably leave her alone. Natsuki would hate it. Yuri's gonna probably stab me and molest me and hump my pencils. Salty. It amazes me every time you show me a new composition. Your poetry is phenomenal. I can't fathom how you're able to write this so naturally. The words flow the page with vigor. It even makes me somewhat jealous. Oh no, oh god, I did too good. Now she's gonna hate me. It's gotta be the bad route. It seems so easy for you, where I find myself stressing about every piece. Yuri, I don't think that's entirely accurate. I don't have an innate talent for writing, but I do know an incredible skilled writer whose work motivates me to do my best. Oh, good save. That's you, Yuri. My goodness. Yuri gently smiles to herself, closing her eyes. This feeling. I had no idea that sharing my poem would feel like this. It's so freeing. Yeah, it really is. I still can't believe you've never shared your writing before now. I think so many people would love to see your work. You say that, but I'm not sure it's that simple. How so? Well, Yuri looks out the window wistfully. Uh-oh, we got deep shit coming on. Deep shit. Brace for deep shit. Salty, do you know what I do in the afternoons? Cut yourself. I like to find a quiet spot to eat lunch by myself. Oh. Okay. It's a wonderful time to reflect on things without distractions. In fact, I'm also able to catch up on my reading. Do you know why I enjoy reading so much, Salty? There are so many amazing types of people within these pages. People who might infatuate you, or perhaps someone who might make you smile in your darkest moments. It might sound pathetic, but it makes me feel better about my solitude. It's almost as if I have my own group of friends. That is kind of sad and depressing. Is that weird? Yeah! I don't have to worry about disappointing them. They don't find joy in deriding me. And they don't hate me for acting so insufficiently pretentious. Yuri, do people really say those things about you? People might think I'm haughty or that I'm a know-it-all. But in actuality, actually I think you have autism. But, you know, that's just... I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying. You might have Asperger's or something. But in actuality, I know nothing useful about the world. I might be able to tell you what defines a Shakespearean sonnet. I might be able to tell you what... But I'm totally lost when it comes to socializing. That is a big Asperger's thing. I think we're getting somewhere. I think she has Asperger's, which, okay. Huh. I wonder if they would go that far into this story. The obsession with knives kind of can possibly be an autistic thing, too. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I could do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that it became apparent that something was missing. You. Damn. Are you sure? Yes. The fact that you're willing to be patient with me, it really means a lot. I know there's so many things wrong with me, Faulty. My diction is irrationally slow, irritatingly slow. I'm never able to find confidence in my own opinions, and I look for hidden depths where they don't exist. And despite all of that, you didn't leave me. Salty, I could count on one hand the number of people I felt comfortable talking to. You're one of those people. What I'm going to say, though, it's understandable that she wants to result in, like, people that she trusts, and those people that she happens to trust happens to not be real. But if you have people that, like, talk bad about you, just leave those assholes behind and find the people that you like, the people that will, you know, hang out with you and do good things with you. And don't make you feel so lonely. Oh, I'm so grateful for that. I see. Well, in my eyes, you're an incredible person. It'd be weird if I didn't treat you nicely, you know? I joined this club hoping to meet some new people. And I'm glad I got to meet you. Oh, yes. I'm glad that I got to meet you too. Aw, look at that smile. Just don't do the freaky smile. Just don't do the freaky smile. Yuri hides her face in her hands. However, I notice she is smiling this time. Do you want to show me your poem? Yes. Yes, I do. Let me get it for you. Heartbeat. Pounding eyes, expiration, flowing liquid, conflagration, rhythmic pulse of candid blush, delicate notes through that rush, thoughts that rush. A considerate quail, quietly quelled, sleep ribbons of bliss excelled, careful hearts are wild and flimsy, patched are broken on ultimate whimsy. No, don't jump. I jumped again. Nubilous trails of dainty tracks, final thoughts, no turning back. Irreplaceable, feverish drive to breathe, kindness calm that will never leave. Exalted glow of fluorescent moss, gratefully step of love on one's loss. Hopeful thoughts on grief, happy hidden grief, a cautiously cut crimson leaf. Thrashing threads of an untamed gaze, cacophonous chaos of hearts ablaze, sparkled sounds of silence despise, from strawberry rhythm that never tires. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away. I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poem usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one's about. It was about love. Love. I was trying to make a heart. Okay. Maybe it's hypocritical of me, but I'm not sure if I can explain this one. Don't worry. That means the meaning is pretty clear to me. Yuri is having an even harder time speaking than usual. You must have put a lot of thought into this one, huh? Yuri nods. Okay, just making sure. Well, I'm really happy that you showed me this poem. So thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. A small smile plays across Yuri's lips. Oh, she did. She's smiling right now. I once again try to hand the poem back to her. Take it! But instead, Yuri gently takes my hand and pushes them back towards me. I hesitated to respond to her warm touch. You can... The poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I could keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. Yuri smiles again. There's something so pure about it. You always know what to say, Salty. Perhaps someday I can make you feel good too. Oh, hell yeah! Oh, this is gonna be a good festival. Yeah, I'd like that. I know you would. Yuri finally turns back towards me. We should probably think about sharing with the others. Yeah, but you just gave me your poem, so technically you're gonna get an F for the day. But I'll see you later, won't I? Unless I get killed. You know, in this club, that might happen. Yeah, I promise, Yuri. With that, Yuri pivots around on her heels, making her way back to her desk. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do Natsuki. Yeah, no thanks. Wait, what? You didn't even... Next! Damn! That was cold. That's great. Alright. It's great to see you're taking poetry seriously, Salty. Yeah, truthfully, I wasn't really sure how much I'd like writing poems, but coming here made me realize how enjoyable it could be. It looks like you've been influenced by Yuri, too. Have I? Did you write it specifically for her? What? No, I didn't. What gives you that impression? Never mind. It's a nice poem, by the way. Thank you. An awkward silence descends upon us. It's good to see you're making friends, though. Seeing you get closer to them, seeing you happy, it makes me happy, too. Now, you need to learn to actually express yourself. It's not good to bottle it up like you did in that one poem. I turned to look at her. I had a burp, but she deliberately avoided eye contact as she aimlessly fiddled with a pen in her hands. Her words really do match... Oh man, the Natsuki thing still got me. Her words really don't match her demeanor. No sense in questioning it, though, as I already know what the response would be. How was your nap, by the way? Oh yeah, it was great. Really helped. I'm fully aware that she didn't nap at all. In fact, she went along with the lie further confirms my suspicions. I opened my mouth to call her out on it, but then I stopped, remembering Yuri's words. Perhaps now is just as the best time to ask whatever's on her mind. It's not like we're best friends nowadays. There's clearly some distance between us, as much as I don't want to admit it. I ask her what's wrong, but she doesn't really confide in me. It infuriates me. It's frustrating, but as Yuri said, all I can do now is let her know I'm there for her and respect her boundaries. Sometimes you have to just work with the hand you've been dealt with, I guess. Hey, Sayori, look, this might sound a bit weird, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what's going on. I shouldn't have pried earlier. I should have respected your privacy. It's just hard for me to sit back and do, well, what feels like nothing. It's okay, I appreciate the concern. Thank you. Anyway, Monica told me she wanted to discuss our festival preparations after everyone was done sharing poems. So, I should probably show you my poem now. Anyway, here it is. She actually stayed. She didn't stay in the last one. Fairy tale. In a kingdom far, far away, there was this castle. In the castle, there was a wish. The wish came to be long, long ago. She was made to be an angel. But I wasn't an angel. I was just a wish to make everyone happy. I took on their burdens and did what I could. I kept safe. I took on their burdens and did what I could. I kept safe their dreams like a guardian should. The seeds from my effort to spread are far and wide. I fed them with power I found deep inside. People liked me when I was there. People liked me when I made things right, but they got used to it and stopped believing so much. I watched the children playing and felt sad, but I was happy too. I really was. I truly was enough to be the fairy godmother, the one everyone depended on and trusted. But time kept on passing as I gave my all. I had nothing left and I could not stand tall. But I kept on going on as I always done. A soldier in battle and I had nowhere to run. Even wishes get tired too. Once everyone's happy, my job was done. But what came after? I could see darkness on the horizon. Quick, make it all go away. When everyone's big and bright, what more could anyone wish for? Nobody knew how long it would keep up. But that kept living happily ever after. Well, maybe they should see what the angel wants. What would make the angel happy? So, what do you think? Well, Sayori, I had no idea you could write like this. This is something else. Have the others seen this? No, not yet. You're the first one I've showed it to. What an honor. So what's this one about? For what I can gather, it's about someone who's trying to keep everyone happy, right? She nods. And people like that, but eventually they kinda got used to it. But that's okay, because at least they were still happy. And this person, the Kingdom Wish, even she gets a little tired from time to time. But as long as everyone's happy, that's her job. She's happy when the others are happy. That's the most important thing. I look back at the poem, trying to pick up on the most subtle needle. But surely the angel doesn't have to be alone. People don't have to depend on just her to be happy. Surely the angel could share the responsibility, right? Surely the angel could share the responsibility, right? I don't know, maybe I was just looking into that a bit too much. I just feel kind of sorry for her. I blink. Am I seriously empathizing with a fictional angel? Maybe I'm really getting into this poetry thing. I'm glad my poems could get such a reaction out of you, Salty. I really put a lot of thought into this last one. And you seem to pick up on it. With an uncomfortable dawn of realization, it became quite clear how this poem relates to Sayori. I'm not going to have much luck questioning that, though. Well, I hope the angel finds happiness soon. Maybe she should share her burdens with the other people. She might just be surprised at how receptive the people of the kingdom are. But then they'll be sad. That would be selfish. Or maybe they'd be happy to give something back to their angel. After all, she was keeping them happy. It's only fair they get to give something back, right? A shake of the head and a sad smile is my only response. Okay, everyone. We're all done sharing poems, right? In which case, let's start figuring out what we're all going to do for the festival. So, I wonder what would happen if I had tried to do my poem and made it for Natsuki, would she have just still turned it away? That'd be funny, but I don't know. You still remembered. I'll pretend that I didn't hear that. Anyway, as I was saying, well, I already know what I'm doing. That's right. Natsuki will be making her specialty, cupcakes. But we might need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori, you mentioned goodie bags earlier, if I remember correctly. Yep, I want to make some goodie bags for everyone, and put in little quotes, bookmarks, and candies. Oh yes, that's what it is. Great idea, people will love that. Indeed, we're glad you're helping, Sayori. Have you noticed that most of them have already lost their voice, but Yuri's has always been the same? Oh, you guys, it's nothing special. The cupcake sounds amazing, though. Of course, because I'll be making them. We all share a collective laugh. Ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! How about you, Yuri? Ideally, I'd like to do something that should enhance the atmosphere of our performance. I could lit some weed. That'll get everybody going. I'd like to experiment with some aromatherapy as well, if that's okay with you. Of course, that's fine. I'm excited to see what you're coming up with. You also got beautiful handwriting, so perhaps something that involves that. Yuri ponders for a moment. How about banners and decorations? It's funny that you mentioned that. I was just about to say that myself. Well, great minds think alike. I'm pretty sure in the original Doki Doki, everything was already starting to break apart, and everyone's already fighting and at each other's throat. It's good to see that they're actually getting along, and everyone agrees on something for once. Well, great minds think alike, right? She shares a laugh with Yuri and turns to me. Anyway, that just leaves you, Salty. The one club member who's useless. Don't say that. In fact, it looks like all of us have lots of work to do for the festival. I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when I say that some help would be much appreciated. You could choose Monica originally. But all the girls will be like, oh my god, no! So I wonder if, can you try to choose Monica? Is there going to be like a different route in doing so? Is being Monica the safe route, I guess? But technically that might mess up things with Yuri, so I don't know. So it's basically a choice between who to spend my weekend with. Why do I suddenly feel so nervous? Oh, I suppose I could use a bit of help. Not that I really need it, but if you want to help bake stuff, I can always just have you do some dirty work. But if you help, you better not sneak a cupcake to eat. Natsuki, I doubt Salty will want to help you if you make him out to be a burden. If you don't need any help, I believe he'd be better off assisting someone else. Well, that's up to him to decide. Maybe he likes baking. Have you ever thought of that? Besides, how hard could make decorations be anyway? It's not as though I'm not only speaking for myself. Monica and Sayori would likely be appreciative of help as well. Not that it really matters, but decorating requires a lot of creativity and meticulous work. So does baking. You never baked a day in your life. How could you possibly know? Throughout their bickering, I could help but notice that Sayori hasn't said a word. Does she not want me to help her? Or am I just overthinking things? It's impossible to think properly with the arguing going on. Guys. They're women's though. They're not guys. Let's settle down for a moment. In the end, it's like Natsuki said. Salty's the one who gets to decide how he likes to contribute. There's no need to argue over him like he's the last boy on Earth. Damn! That's a little bit of a reference to the last one. I think it's fair to say that each of us have plenty of work to do. There's nothing to do with him being a boy. I agree, we're merely discussing our workloads. Looks like what? It's the member has a member again. Looks like Monica has united Natsuki and Yuri with a common enemy. Sorry. I was just saying though. Jeez. Can we just move on already? Alright, then move along. Salty, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you. Well... Of course. Huh. Very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me, verifying expressions playing on their faces. But of course I'm going to go with... And that is our episode for the day. I do not want to die. Oh, should I? Oh, man. Like, I'm more interested in the Monica. But I just feel like that's like playing it too safe. And that would affect Yuri's a lot. Natsuki already hates us. I have no idea why she even was like, hey, come bake with me. So Yuri clearly doesn't want us in there. But it might actually help in the long run. We're going full Yuri. Well, I'd probably be most useful helping out Yuri. Me? Are you serious? Why would you? Natsuki. I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No. Just saying. Ugh. So I'd be helping Yuri then, Salty? Yeah. I hope I didn't screw up. Is that okay with you, Yuri? Of course it is! I mean, yeah, sorry, I have a bad habit of overthinking these sort of things. Your assistance will be much appreciated. Okay, well that's sorted then. She's gonna like douse me in love potions or whatever. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said it would be fine. Okay. How about you, Sayori? We can work together if you want. I think it'll be okay, thanks. What an independent bunch you are. So is everything we need to go over? Yep, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word. But I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. I wonder why she did that. She glances shyly in my direction. Do you feel the same way, Salty? Yeah, I haven't really made any banners before, and I don't know much about aromatherapy, whatever that is. So it'll be a new experience for me. I'm sorry in advance if I'm not very useful, Yuri. No, there's nothing to worry about. I appreciate your offering to help me in the first place. Good to know it'll be fun. Oh, good to know it'll be fun. Yeah, that's the spirit, guys. My voice is going. I need to start. But Sayori's smiling, so that's good. Natsuki's looks like she's paralyzed in anger, but I think we made an okay choice. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Just looking forward to making all those cupcakes. These new students better appreciate them. I'm sure they will, don't you worry. After all, they look just as nice as they taste. That's a general murmur of agreement. I have a little surprise in mind with the cupcake that I think everyone will like. What would that be? Valium? Natsuki rolls her eyes. It's called a surprise for a reason, dummy. We'll figure it out on Monday. Of course, how silly of me to forget. Anyway, there's nothing more to discuss for today. Everyone knows what they're doing, so I'll see you all on Monday with our festival stuff. Wow, we're gonna actually have the festival. We might actually have the festival and nobody dies. Oh, good job. Clap for us. Good job, gang. Oh, sorry. Before I go, Sayori, anything you want to add? Sayori had been awfully quiet. If I wasn't so worried about her, I might have forgotten she was in the room. No, I'm okay, thanks. I'm looking forward to what your little mystery is, Natsuki. As Natsuki and Monika leave, Sayori turns to Yuri and I. Oh, and Salty, Yuri, I hope you two have fun. She giggles as she walks out the door. Hang on, we're meant to walk home together. As I move forward to intercept her, I feel a light tap on my shoulder. It's Yuri, looking incredibly sheepish. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you or anything. It's just I realized we have no way of contacting each other this weekend. I forgot myself, actually. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Do you want my mobile? I think that would be best, yes. Okay, here you go. We exchanged the numbers. I got a girl number. As I add her name on my list of contacts, I realize how small my contact list actually is. Apart from Sayori and my parents, it's basically empty. A reminder of how life was before joining the club. Salty. Sorry, I must have spaced out a little. It's okay, I was just saying, I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Sunday is like church for me. Your house is the church. And you are the god. My house? Is that a problem? Not at all. I just thought I'd be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you. I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I prefer going to your house. Oh, I guess that's fine. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. I guess it's not really that important either way. It just needs to make sure my house is clean. My room is clean. I hope I can actually contribute to whatever you have in mind, Yuri. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself, Salty. I think that to make you a very productive team. Even if you only choose me because you felt bad or something. Oh, damn. Wait. You don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you might have chosen me. I can think of two reasons. There's two reasons up here and no reason down there. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. Are you actually gonna go with it? Go for it? I chose to help because... Oh, that's simply what I want to do. But... Oh yeah, but. That's also a good part too. Yuri thinks to herself with extreme intensive expression. And thighs, I like thighs too. Besides you, and eyes. Eyes are nice. Besides you helped me with a lot with your hair. And mouth. And cute little nose. Besides, you've helped me a lot with Sayori earlier. I have to return the favor somehow. Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that. I'm only teasing. I'd love to help you out. I always enjoy your company. Her face blushes a bright crimson, her favorite color. There's no way you're sincerely mean that. Of course I do. You're a delight to be around, Yuri. I see. Forgive me, Salty. That's just, I rarely hear such things. Kind things spoken so genuinely. I really can't understand. Excuse me, I had a burp. Really can't understand why anyone would say mean things about her. Just because she keeps to herself or because her interests deviate a little from the norm? Regardless, I really do want to spend my Sunday with you, Yuri. Can you believe me? She looks me straight in the eye, deep in thought. It's almost as if she can see the gears turning in her head. After a brief moment, she sighs and nods. Yes, I believe you. I hope that we have an exceptional time together, Salty. I didn't mean for that to sound so serious. I'm doing it again. Yuri clears the throat. What I wanted to say was, I'm looking forward to Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. A gentle smile plays across my face. Me too, Yuri. I leave the club room. Yuri follows behind me. Looks like Sayori didn't wait up for me. She's probably at home by now. Hanging out. I can't help but feel guilty about not walking home with her, but maybe she really doesn't want to be left. Maybe she does want to be left alone. I'll suddenly explain why she seems to shrug off my attempts to help her, right? But I feel like something's off. I wish I could just focus on what's going on in front of me. Yay, nighttime! It's kind of weird how Natsuki was like, no, we're not going to read your poem. Go away from me. But then she was all like, hey, you want to bake some cupcakes? Whoa. Damn, I got a nice house. Well, dudes and dudettes, it's going to be it for tonight. Hope you all enjoying this. I am. It's very fun, very interesting, and we got some new stuff. I don't remember this screen before. I hope you all are enjoying this. And, ooh, picture. There's a little family picture and some very oddly colored books. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great day. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Do what makes everything awesome in the world. And know that you are awesome. Like, favorite, and subscribe. Bye-bye.